Good morning, Megapodlings. It is Crazy Joe, and I will have this up in just a moment. There I am. There I am. All right. Good morning, Megapodlings. It is 9 o'clock on a Wednesday night, and that means it's time to get crazy after dark. Crazy After Dark. Sorry I was not here last week. Jamel is here. Hello, Jamel. I'm sorry I wasn't here last week. Last week was a very busy week for me. I bought tickets to the Fathom event screening of Jay and Silent Bob Reboot, which was last Tuesday. And I bought those tickets like a month ahead. When I bought the tickets, since it wasn't for like a month, it never even crossed my mind, hey, this is a Tuesday. I wonder if it's following a Monday where I'm scheduled to be on the Cinema Sickness live stream. That thought just never occurred to me. Well, as it happens to be, yeah, it was. So I was on the Cinema Sickness live stream on Monday. Then the next night I had tickets to see Jay and Silent Bob Reboot. Well, what that means is for those 2 nights, I didn't go home. I didn't go home either night. I went right to my destination, and I didn't get home till late. So by the time I got home, both nights, Christine was in bed. The kids were in bed. So I didn't see Christine or the kids 2 nights in a row. And that, I don't like that. I don't like that. I like, if I have to go out after work every now and then, that's one thing. But I don't like it to be 2 nights in a row. So when Wednesday rolled around, I wasn't about to say, hey guys, I got to go down the basement and do a live stream. I couldn't do that. I wanted to spend some time with Christine and the girls because I hadn't seen them 2 consecutive nights in a row. So that's why we had no Crazy After Dark last week. I'm sorry to you guys, but I just, I can't do it. The family has to come first. Bohemian Movies and More is in the house. Hello, Bohemian Movies and More. Jamel says, how was my day? My day was fine, Jamel. How was your day? Every day is wonderful these days. And that is not completely sarcasm. Sam Haskell's is in the house. I am popping me. Some popcorn. Oh, that makes more sense. And I do like popcorn. I got a popcorn machine right there. So how is everyone tonight? What a week. What a week it has been. We got a Star Wars trailer. My God, we got a Star Wars trailer Monday night, and it was fracking awesome. I've watched that trailer like 3 or 4 times. It's pretty great. I've already got my tickets for opening night, and I can't wait. I want to watch The Rise of Skywalker right now. Bring it on right now. And Kevin Barry is in the room. Kevin, I have not seen you in here in a while, I don't think. Welcome. Slipcover King. Hello, Slipcover. So, yeah, I am just super, super excited about Star Wars. I don't know how I'm going to wait, but I will wait because I simply have no choice. And fortunately, Disney Plus is coming November 12th. So I will be able to tide myself over with some sweet Mandalorian action because The Mandalorian is coming on November 12th. Connor's here. Am I excited for Dr. Sleep? Well, Connor, I got to be honest with you. I'm not a huge fan of The Shining. I don't dislike The Shining. The Shining is fine, but people really, really love The Shining. I mean, it's like people go nuts for The Shining, and that's not really me. I like it. I think it's good. I think part of the thing is I saw it like when I was older. I think a lot of people grew up watching The Shining, and I only saw it for the first time within the last decade. So maybe that's why I don't have the same warm, fuzzy feelings for The Shining that everyone else seems to have. But I'm definitely going to see Dr. Sleep, and I want to watch The Shining again before Dr. Sleep comes out because I've only seen The Shining once or twice, and I'd like to see it again. But yeah, I'm going to go see Doctor Sleep. I'm not nearly as excited for Doctor Sleep as I am for Star Wars, however. Uh, Sam says Rise of Skywalker was nominated to beat Endgame money-wise. It could. It's possible. It's certainly possible. I mean, Star Wars has 40 years of history, so there's a lot of anticipation for the movie. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. All I know is they've already got my money because I bought my Star Wars tickets. Bohemian says, I finally watched Spider-Man Far From Home, and it got me on the edge of my seat. It was a great movie, wasn't it? I love Spider-Man Far From Home. Jesse says, hello, Crazy Joe. Well, hello, Jesse. David says, are you getting season 2 of Discovery on Blu-ray? Oh, absolutely. I own every season of every Star Trek show. If it's available on Blu-ray, I have it on Blu-ray. In the case of Deep Space Nine and Voyager, they're not available on Blu-ray. I got the DVDs of those. But I got every original series, every Enterprise, every Next Generation, the animated series, got them all on Blu-ray. In fact, I was talking on a Star Trek Facebook page. Some of you, I don't know if any of you like the official, or the Star Trek Facebook page on Facebook, but if you do, you may have seen my post. I always put my DVDs on the shelf chronologically. So I got Enterprise first, then the original series, the Enterprise, then season 1 of Discovery, then the original series, the animated series, the Next Generation. But with Discovery jumping forward in time to the future, I said chronologically, season 1 and 2 would come between Enterprise and the original series. But season 3 is going to come after the Next Generation. So I said, do I break my Blu-rays up and have season 1 and 2 over here and then season 3 all the way over here? Kind of crazy, but something I have to think about. And Donnie says, hey, Joe, saw Gemini Man and Zombieland 2 this past week. Finally got A-List. Isn't A-List great? Well, actually, A-List was great, but I'm a little annoyed with my local AMC. They're having only early shows now. They're not doing anything past 8 p.m., which frankly doesn't work for me, unless you go on a Friday or Saturday night. But like Sunday night, Monday night, you can't go past the 8 o'clock hour. They're not doing any shows past the 8 o'clock hour, and that is driving me crazy. So I might end up switching to Regal Unlimited if AMC doesn't turn this around, because I can't be going out to the movies that early. But yes, assuming your local AMC has showtimes that work for you, A-List is a great deal. And I saw Zombieland. I really liked it. I haven't seen Gemini Man yet. I want to see Gemini Man, and I probably would have seen Gemini Man by now if AMC didn't do that crazy thing with their schedule. I haven't been able to get out there. I also want to see Jojo Rabbit. Jojo Rabbit was supposed to open this past Friday. They kept advertising, oh, November 18th, November 18th, November 18th. Then November 18th rolled around, and it's not playing anywhere near me. I checked, and I kept expanding the reach. It's like check within 20 miles, check within 25 miles, check within 50 miles. I eventually expanded my search to 250 miles, just out of curiosity. I wasn't going to drive 250 miles to see it. But it is not playing anywhere near me within 250 miles. And I kept thinking, why were you showing trailers in my local theater that said November or October 18th if you didn't intend to open it October 18th in this area? I don't know. I'd like to know when it's coming to my area. I can't find anything online. But I'm irritated because I wanted to see Jojo Rabbit. Anyway. VM119 says, am I disappointed that there are no porgs in the Star Wars trailer? I didn't think about it, but yeah, I would like to see some porgs. There better still be some porgs on the Falcon. They built their nests. I want porgs. Everyone loves porgs. Connor says, how do you think they'll bring back Palpatine in Episode 9? I got no idea. I can't wait to find out. Eric says, how's it going? It's going good, Eric. How are you? Aubrey's here. Welcome, Aubrey. She says, good evening, Joe. Good evening, Aubrey. It's good to see you. Donnie says, this is October, Joe. Yes, it is. All month long. Well, for like another week. Jesse says, let's see the t-shirt, Joe. I pity the poor fool who don't eat my cereal. There you go. Kevin says AMC's late weekday evening showtimes will return with more releases, especially if they have long run times. Slow times like now is when they cut back again. Is this a slow time though, Kevin? There's so much out right now. There is like literally so many movies out right now. I'm looking at it, I'm like, it's insane the number of movies I want to see that are out right now. It's crazy. This doesn't seem like a slow time at all to me. Sam says Jojo Rabbit is only open during film festivals till November 1st. Yeah, but they didn't advertise that. They kept advertising October 18th. Frustrating. Anyway, Mickey Swag is in the house. Just watch Eli on Netflix. Great flick. I haven't seen that. I've seen Book of Eli. And actually, Dave Perillo was just telling me tonight to watch something on Hulu called Little Monsters with Josh Gad. He said that's really good. I haven't heard of it until tonight, but I'll have to check that out. Jesse says, haha, sweet shirt. I'm 34, so Mr. T cereal's a little before my time. Always wanted to try it, though. Have I tried it before? Yes, I have tried it before. You know what it tasted like? And it's not even kind of, sort of. No, it was the exact same thing. It was Captain Crunch. It's the exact same cereal as Captain Crunch, except it was shaped like little T's. So if you want to like get like a mock-up of a Mr. T cereal box, you can put it on your breakfast table and eat some Captain Crunch and just don't look at the shape and pretend you're eating Mr. T cereal, and you'll believe it. You'll believe it. Marty says, do I like Muppets from Space? Absolutely. It's a great movie. I love Muppets from Space. Johnny Fiamma. Hey, who cut this here cake? Who cut this cake here? Love Johnny Fiamma. Johnny Fiamma, we don't see enough of him. He needs to make a comeback. Kevin says there's a lot of movies right now, but not enough for AMC's coffers. They're cutting back that second show in most markets. Yeah, I don't like it. And Regal isn't cutting back. Regal still has later shows. And when I called and talked to the management, they're like, well, because school's back in session. And it's like, well, isn't school back in session for Regal? Guess not, because Regal's got showtimes. Frustrating. Anyway. VM119 says, who would win in a fight, Chuck Norris or Mr. T? You got to ask Mr. T. Mr. T would show Chuck Norris's woman what a real man was. To be like, hey, come back to my place. I'll show you a real man. That's what Mr. T would do. Absolutely. Anyway, Donnie says, yeah, 8:30 is the latest start on Monday here. I think it's just not the summer blockbuster season. Yeah, well, that's a problem for me. That's a problem. How am I going to get out to the movies if they're only doing these early little shows? I got kids I got to put this to bed, you know. They got to get to bed. That's like right when I'm trying to struggle with them. Jesse says, 80s had the best cereals, lots of movie cereals. Gremlins even had a cereal too. Gremlins, Ghostbusters. I think Ghostbusters, I read somewhere, was the longest running like fad tie-in market tie-in cereal, because it started in 1984 with the original movie, ran all the way through the real Ghostbusters cartoon, through Ghostbusters 2, and I don't think any like marketing tie-in cereal has ever had that kind of run before. That's what I read somewhere. Ghostbusters cereal. I used to like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle cereal. And then it went away and it came back as Spider-Man cereal. Same cereal, all they did was change the marshmallow shapes. Great. And then for a while, it was Batman Returns cereal. Again, same cereal, but now it had a chocolate flavor. But other than the chocolate flavor, completely the same. John Hickey is in the house. Hello, John Hickey. Welcome, welcome. Kevin says, I'm with you, though. The Late Show is sometimes the only time I can sneak out for a movie. Exactly. Wife and kids are asleep. Exactly. Same here. Same here. I go when the wife and kids are asleep. Marty says, school's back and been in session for 2 months, though. Exactly. Exactly. This is crazy. They said that they'll have late shows again when the holiday season starts up. And they didn't do this last year. They did not do this last year, because I have been an A+ or A-list member for over a year now, and this did not happen last year. Kevin says, remember the Batman 89 cereal that came with a piggy bank? I do. Actually, I have. It's not an old 80s cereal. I'm sorry. I wish it was. but I do have one of those marketing tie-in cereal boxes right down here, filled with cereal. I didn't eat the cereal. Hang on, let me find it. And I have this because I always wished that I had saved a box from the 80s, and I didn't. So when one of the more recent ones came out, I said, well, I'm going to buy a box and save it. And then 30 years from now, when we're like, hey, remember that cereal? I'll be like, I got a box, and it's unopened. Avengers Age of Ultron cereal here. There you go. Avengers Age of Ultron cereal. Right there. And I'll save this. It's never been opened. And 30 years from now, we'll pull that out and I'll go, hey, remember Avengers Age of Ultron cereal? It's not as cool as Batman or Ghostbusters or Pac-Man or Donkey Kong, but it is what it is. Mickey says, did I have the Mr. T action figure? I still do. I have a whole box just of Mr. T memorabilia. Got the Mr. T air freshener. I had the Mr. T soap on a rope, but it got wet. Then it kind of got ruined because it's soap. I'd like to replace that. Connor says, I get to meet Zachary Levi this week. I'm very excited. I thought Shazam was a great movie. Me too. Shazam is one of my 3 favorite films of the year, without question. And he's been on this channel. Look back in the archives. We've had Zachary Levi here. And it's an older interview, but it's here. Great guy, too. Super nice. Bohemian says, Powerpuff Girls had a cereal and even SpongeBob. Yeah. Smurfberry Crunch. That was one. Remember Smurfberry Crunch? Donnie says, Thursday's my sneak out day. Wife is in classes. Kids are at the other parent, so it's just me at home all day. Marie is in the house. Hello, Marie. Hey, hey, hey from Joe and I. Cereal. Nice. Welcome, Marie. Good to see you. Lisa Soares is here. There really isn't any good gimmick cereals or fast food promotion toys. My father used to splurge at all the good BK toys. Got to find my BK Alf puppets. Oh, I have those too. Take me, Alf, to the ball game. It's my turn up to Splat. It's my favorite of all games. Yeah, I got that. I had that record. I want my slaw, says Fruity Pebbles has been around longer. Yeah, but, and I thought about that, but is Fruity Pebbles really a marketing tie-in cereal? Because I kind of feel like it's just a cereal that they licensed out the Flintstones to sell. I don't really feel like it's like Flintstones cereal. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe you disagree. Let me know. What do you think? Does Fruity Pebbles count as a marketing tie-in cereal? I don't know that it does. Trash Boat says, hey Joe, how are you? I'm good, Trash Boat. How are you? Welcome to the party. Marty McFly says, I've seen old cereal boxes at antique stores, so you could probably find one. I know at RetroCon, there's a guy who's always selling C-3PO's cereal. I liked C-3PO's too. That was a good one. I remember I freaked out when I found out about C-3PO's. I'm like, well, I can have a Star Wars breakfast cereal? That's amazing. And in fact, I really think that Lucasfilm has dropped the ball with The Force Awakens and all the new Star Wars movies by not bringing back C-3PO's. Like, I think they should have gotten together with Kellogg's and been like, dude, let's bring back C-3PO's. Would have been perfect. People would have gone nuts if C-3PO's came back. Jesse says, I remember when I was a little kid in the 80s, I had WWF shampoo and produced the Barber Beefcake barber set. There was a WrestleMania cereal too. Sam Haskell says, I'm watching a horrible movie called Victor Frankenstein with Daniel Radcliffe and James McAvoy. I saw part of that movie, and I thought it was pretty good. I never saw the whole movie, though. I only saw like about 40 minutes while I was on the treadmill. I used to go to a gym that showed movies, so you'd be on the treadmill watching a movie. And I saw about 40 minutes of Victor Frankenstein, and I liked what I saw, but I didn't see the whole thing. I always intended to watch the whole thing, but I never got around to it, as you hear me say so many times. My son and I marathoned the 6 Rocky films a few Sundays ago. So great. I love the Rocky movies. And even Rocky 4. Rocky 4, I've always said, worst Rocky movie. Worst one. But I still like it. It's so much cheesy fun. But it's it's ridiculous. I mean, it's a cartoon. It's a music video. There's really very little plot to that movie. It's just montage after montage after montage. People always criticize Rocky 5, and Rocky 5 is not a great movie. But Rocky 5 at least had more of a plot than Rocky 4 did. But even Rocky 4, which is my least favorite Rocky movie, I still love it for cheese value. And I think Creed 2 actually made it a better movie because Creed 2 made Clubber Lang into a real, or not Clubber Lang, Ivan Drago into a real character. So I actually like Rocky 4 better after seeing Creed 2. Mr. Will says, will I be doing a year in review video with Christine? Probably not. Probably not. I think Christine wants to, she not, she doesn't really feel comfortable on camera. So we're gonna respect that. And she's always welcome. She wants to come do something. She can be on the show here. But I know she's not completely happy being on, so I'm not gonna push the issue. If she wants to, she can, but we're gonna be respectful of that because she doesn't really want to. It's not for everybody. Rockin' Roger says, I remember Pac-Man cereal. Yes, you can do it. You can do the Pac-Man. Bohemian Movies says, I was so bummed to learn that Waffle Crisp got discontinued last year. I didn't know they still made Waffle Crisp. I remember Waffle Crisp from back in the 80s when it came in 2 varieties, regular and blueberry waffles. I remember that. Marty says, do you remember the McDonald's Inspector Gadget toy that you had to put together? I don't remember that. I remember there was an Inspector Gadget like doll, but if memory serves, it kind of came out after the show wasn't even that popular anymore. So I always thought it was a little odd. Lisa Source says, how about Batman tortilla chips? I remember them. I used to buy Batman tortilla chips. Marty says, what about the Nintendo cereal system? Yeah, I never thought that one was that good, though. One side was Zelda, one side was Super Mario. Jesse says, I actually don't mind Rocky 5. It's the one I grew up with the most as a kid. And Lisa says, Rocky 5, I feel like I'm the only one that actually likes that one. Rocky 5's got problems, but I can appreciate it. I can really appreciate it. I think I see what Stallone was trying to do in that movie, and I think on paper it was a really good idea. I don't think it always worked. I always feel like Rocky 6 was kind of like his Rocky 5 do-over. I don't know. I am glad Little Marie was in Rocky 5 and got cut out. And I'm really glad because apparently he had her turn out exactly the way he predicted she would in Rocky 1. And I thought it was better that he cut her out because we got a much better version of Little Marie in Rocky 6, which we wouldn't have had if he had kept the scene in Rocky 5. Kevin says, that's too bad, but I understand. Christine was always great when she would join you. Yeah, Christine's great. She's terrific on camera. But, not everyone's comfortable with it. And that's understandable. I mean, not gonna force the issue. But, she's always welcome. And we'll see, But she's not crazy about it. Connor says, what did you think of Shatner's portrayal of Two-Face in the animated movie? I believe he was supposed to be in the 66 TV show. There was a Two-Face episode of the TV series written. And it didn't happen, obviously. I don't think Shatner was supposed to play the part because I don't think they actually got far enough along that they had anyone in mind for the part. But I thought he was good, and I thought if you need someone from that time, from the 60s, to play that part, you couldn't have picked better than Shatner. Shatner was a great choice. Kevin says, I miss the McDonald's Muppet Babies Happy Meals. Jesse says, I remember Garfield tortilla chips. Now, that one I do not remember. I gotta admit, I don't remember that one. Kevin says, Rocky 5 is improved by no longer being the last one. It was not a good way to go out on the series. But, I get where Stallone was trying to go. Like, let's take it full circle. Let's take him back where he came from. On paper, I think that's a terrific ending to the series. just didn't work in execution. But if you really look at what Stallone was trying to do, I get why he thought, hey, this is the way to end this. I get it. I get it. It just didn't work. But I appreciate it. Joey says, sorry I'm late. I tried to tell my client that Crazy After Dark was starting and she didn't seem to know who you are. Well, you're here now, Joey, and that's all that matters. Jesse says, Tommy Gunn was a great villain character, too, in Rocky V. I love the street fight at the end. Touch me and I'll sue. Sue me for what? My brother always likes when the two guys, when Tommy Gunn's calling him out, and the two guys at the bar start to get up, and Rocky goes, hey, you two sit down. This ain't no pie-eating contest. Marty McFly says, I remember when they tried to sell Shrek swamp pops that were green. The thought of eating something out of a swamp is disgusting. Well, do you remember Ninja Turtle fruit pies? They were like Hostess pies that had a green shell around them. Ninja Turtle, it was supposed to be a mutagen ooze around the shell. Do they remember the Ninja Turtle fruit pie or the Ninja Turtle pies? Let me know if you remember them. Will says, is there a film that you feel never received its due credit, accolades? Yes, a lot of them. A lot of them. I love the movie Free Enterprise, directed by YouTube's own Robert Meyer Burnett, who you can see over at the Burnett Work. That's the name of his channel. I love that movie. I've loved that movie for over 20 years. I felt like when I first saw that movie, I felt like I was watching my life on film. Felt like somebody had followed me around and taken notes and was like, we got to turn this into a movie. It just, that film resonated with me. So yeah, definitely Free Enterprise is one. I also think my favorite Peter Jackson film of all time is The Frighteners. Everyone goes nuts over Peter Jackson's Lord of the Rings. The Frighteners, I still say, best film he ever did. I think that's underappreciated. We can go on and on. There's a lot of films that I think never really got their due that they deserved. And then there's some that I felt did, but then were forgotten. In 1998, there was a film that came out. It was a cult film. But in film geek circles, it was like right up there with like the Evil Dead movies, like one of these movies that people were like, oh, you gotta watch this, you gotta watch this. And then everyone forgot about it. And it's a movie called Six String Samurai. And some of you may have seen it. Some of you probably have never heard of it. But Six String Samurai in 98, people like, that was a cult film that people like really liked and were like, this is great. You never hear anyone talk about Six String Samurai anymore. It's just been forgotten. So yeah, I could probably do a whole video on that. I should write down a whole list and do a whole video on underappreciated films. Joey says, there was a Shrek Snickers bar that had green filling. I remember that. I had that Snickers bar, actually. Marty says, have I seen the Ninja Turtles VHS ad where the announcer said it was based on a true story? No, I don't remember that one. Bohemian says, I always remember when McDonald's had green straws. I think Shrek 3 was coming out. Again, that's one I don't remember. Mickey says, have I seen Permanent Midnight starring Ben Stiller, Crazy Bio, one of the writers from Alf? Years ago, I saw that movie. It's been a long time. Daniel Stafford says, Crazy Joe, what would be in your best of sci-fi 4-pack DVD set? Funny you should ask, because the best of sci-fi 4-pack is actually here propping up the camera right now, because my tripod broke a while back and I never got a new tripod. J2H sent me a tripod and I appreciated it, but then the tripod he sent me kept dropping the camera. It wasn't holding the camera. So eventually I had to be like, oh, this isn't working. So now, until I get a new tripod, which one of these days I have to do, I just have a stack of DVDs and the camera sitting on it. And the best of sci-fi is propping up the camera right now. So what would be in my best of sci-fi 4-pack? I guess, are we saying then that studio doesn't matter? Could be from any studio. Is that what we're saying? Forbidden Planet. the original Forbidden Planet, Leslie Nielsen, Robbie the Robot, that would be on there. Day the Earth Stood Still. I'm tempted to say Star Wars, but I feel like Star Wars should be in a box set by itself with all the other Star Wars movies. So I guess I can't really say Star Wars. I guess I can say Star Wars. I can say whatever I want, right? But I'm not going to say Star Wars because I feel like Star Wars belongs with the other Star Wars movies. So 4-pack, we've got Forbidden Planet, Day the Earth Stood Still. Then I'm going to say, I was going to say Alien, but then we're getting to the same thing. Shouldn't that be in a pack with all the other Alien movies? I'm going to say Serenity. Serenity. I'll put Serenity in there because there are no other Serenity movies. It's not like that can go in a set with anything else. So I need one more. What would it be? I want something classic. Something... I don't know. Anytime we get into a franchise, I feel like I should keep the franchise together. I shouldn't single one out because I was just about to say Planet of the Apes. I'm not going to say Planet of the Apes. I will say, let's put in, no, I don't know. I'm really getting hung up on that fourth one. I'm really hung up on the fourth one. Well, I don't know. I'd have to really think about that. We'll think about that. I got one more. That I have to put in my box set. Anyway, Sam says, did I get a haircut? Yes, I did. It was out of control. Jesse says, do I remember the 80s cartoon Count Duckula? They used to have a Count Duckula chocolate bar. It was milk chocolate with a green colored caramel on the inside. I remember the cartoon, but I do not remember the candy bar. Marty says, Tron didn't get its dues when it was... Tron, that's my fourth movie. I know Disney would never allow me to put it in there, but I'm putting Tron in the box set. Tron, that's one of my all-time favorite movies. I love Tron. Anyway, Marty says, Tron didn't get its dues when it was originally released, but now it's thankfully gotten the respect it deserves. I still want Tron 3. Joey says, what's my favorite animated sci-fi movie? Ooh. I don't know. I have a weakness for Transformers, the movie. I really do. I love that movie. Marty says, apparently had Batman gotten to season 4, Clint Eastwood was being looked at for the part. Now, I never heard that before. That's very interesting. Thank you for the info, Marty. Batman was supposed to get a 4th season. NBC wanted to pick the show up. But ABC had already destroyed the sets. And NBC didn't want to pay the money to rebuild the sets. When they found out the sets had been destroyed, they dropped plans for picking it up. But yeah, it almost got a 4th season on NBC. Rock and Roger says, do I remember when Mr. T was on an episode of Different Strokes and Arnold came out dressed like him? Absolutely. And he was also in Silver Spoons as Ricky's bodyguard. And the bully, who Mr. T was protecting Ricky from, was played by Philadelphia's own John P. Navin Jr. One of these days, I would love to run into on the street and just meet John P. Navin Jr. I would love to meet the guy. I think he's a little shy. Like, I don't think he likes talking about his Hollywood days from what I've heard secondhand. But I'd like to meet that guy. You know who's the first patron on Cheers? Does anyone know who John P. Navin Jr. is? If you know who John P. Navin Jr. is, let me know. Trashbot says, did I ever see the limited edition Blueberry Pancake Captain Crunch? I don't remember that one. I'm sorry. Joey says, when is Maury coming back from vacation? I'm waiting for more Lunchbox Bunch videos. The Lunchbox Bunch, man. I want to do more. Dave wants to do more. We have half a one shot. There is one that has already started being shot, and it just hasn't been finished because I, dumb me, forgot to shoot something that we needed for the video. When we were together, I forgot to shoot something. And now I can't finish it till we get back together again. It's my own fault. I forgot. Lisa says, an opinion of the announcement of an Emmett Otter remake. Happy for Muppet content, but not sure how I feel about it with my love for the original. I agree, Lisa. I agree. I don't know what to think about that one. I have to hear more on the project before I can talk about it. But my gut feeling is I don't like it. But it is the Henson Company still behind it, so I don't know. I got to see more. Backquin says, hey, Joe, how are things going tonight? Things are going good, Backquin. How are you doing? Joey Baseball says, my favorite animated sci-fi movie is The Iron Giant. Well, Iron Giant is phenomenal. I love The Iron Giant. Mr. Will says, in the vastity of remakes, in your opinion, is there a film classic that you think should have never been remade? You say should have. So are we talking about one that's already been remade that I don't think should have happened, or one that I hope they never remake? Geriatric Geek is here. Hello, Geriatric Geek. FYI, folks, Big Lots is giving away free any $5 below Blu-ray this DVD or DVD this weekend for Big Rewards members. Free. Wow. Thanks for the tip, Geriatric Geek. I have a Big Lots right near me, so I appreciate you letting me know. I will go check it out. That's a heck of a deal. Rich Kai says, since you were disappointed with Kevin Smith's new movie, how are you feeling about him being involved with the Masters of the Universe cartoon? Well, Rich, I was actually already disappointed in the Masters of the Universe cartoon because it's being described as anime. I don't like anime. I wish it was being done in a more traditional style. It is what it is. I don't know. I would have been upset if anyone was doing Masters of the Universe as anime. I don't like anime. Joey says they destroyed the Batman sets. I feel those sets would be worth millions today. Yeah, they probably would. Marty says, what's better, Magnum PI or Hawaii Five-0? I'm going to go with Hawaii Five-0. Original, right? We're not talking remake, right? We're talking the original, I think. I hope. Joey Baseball has no clue who John P. Navin Jr. is. He was, Trash Boat says, I remember you talked at length about John P. Navin Jr. on a CS live stream not long ago. I have a slight obsession with John P. Navin Jr. He was all over the place in the 80s. He was all over TV. He was all over the movies. He's in some of my favorite movies. He's been on some of my favorite TV shows, Cheers, Silver Spoons. He starred on a show with Ann Gillian called Jennifer Slept Here. Then in the 90s, just disappeared. From what I understand, he moved back to Philly, so he probably lives not that far from me. And I don't know. I've heard stories about people who've run into him. Apparently, he does not like talking about his Hollywood days, from what I've heard. But I don't know the guy. Rock and Roger says he also played in the first Vacation movie. Yep. He was on The Facts of Life. Guy was everywhere in the 80s. He was everywhere. Vacation, he was in one of my favorite movies, Explorers, Joe Dante's Explorers. He's done like 2 movies with Tom Cruise. The movie Losing It, and Jackie Earle Haley was in Losing It too. Yeah. Backwin says, if I had a sci-fi film 4-pack, it would include The Thing, Star Wars New Hope, Star Trek II The Wrath of Khan, and The Matrix. Good choices. Very good choices. Connor says, did I read the rumor about Batman Beyond movie with Michael Keaton returning? That is not at all true. It is not at all true. That came from a website called WeGotThisCovered.com. And WeGotThisCovered.com is a clickbait website. They report lots and lots and lots of outrageous things, and none of the things they've reported have ever come to pass. They just want the clicks. They're like these YouTube channels that have all the hot tips about Star Trek and Star Wars. Like the YouTube channels now are all claiming that Star Wars Rise of Skywalker is still shooting because the test screenings were so disastrously bad that Disney demanded that the whole movie be reshot. It's complete BS. None of that is true, but we got these YouTube sites reporting that because they want the clickbait, they want the attention, they get eyes on them, they get more revenue, and that kind of outrageous content. If you look at my subs, you look at their subs, they got a lot more subs than I do because people are drawn to that outrageous, sensational nonsense, despite the fact that not one iota of it is true. So it's a shame, and I don't understand why people don't learn and abandon those channels like just get out of there when they, but no, they get more money in Patreon than you could possibly imagine in a month. They get it's sad. It's sad, but people but and we got that this covered is just more of the same. And oh, Brandon's in the house. Brandon Sullivan is here. Brandon says, "Oh, and I have a $5 off 15 Big Lots coupon too. I got to get to Big Lots this weekend." Marty says, "You should tell CS about the Big Lots deal. You can make it a video." I'll text him. Rock and Roger says, "I could be wrong though." Could be wrong on what? What did I miss? I missed something. If you're saying about John P. Navin being in Vacation in Facts of Life, you are right. He was. You are not wrong. And Wes from Thinking Art Entertainment is here. Hello, Wes. Good to see you, my man. How have you been? Always good to see Thinking Art. Go subscribe to Thinking Art if you don't already. Pamela V. Pamela V. Log Central Getting Real says the new She-Ra looks terrible. I don't like it. I don't like it one bit, Pamela. My daughter kind of likes it, but she likes the original She-Ra better. So what does that tell you? They tell you that they changed the show to appeal to the kids, and my kids prefer the original. So I don't know that changing it to appeal to the kids really was necessary. Trash Boat says, do a documentary searching for Navin. John P. Navin Jr. would probably sue the pants off me. Hey, John P. Navin Jr., if you're watching this, I legitimately loved your work in the 80s and would love to talk to you sometime. Leave a comment down below or send me an email at megapodtastic@gmail.com. If you are watching this, John P. Navin Jr., this comes from a place of love. You were the first patron on Cheers. You were in Vacation. You were in Explorers. I am a fan, man. I'd love to talk to you. You don't want to talk to me, I get it. And let's be honest, you're probably never going to see this video. But if you see this video, John P. Navin Jr., get in touch with me. I'm local. I'm not too far from you. Anyway, that was a message for John P. Navin Jr., who is almost 90% certain not watching this channel. If you know John P. Navin Jr., email him this video. Anyway, Trash Boat says, oh wait, Joey says, have I seen The Founder with Michael Keaton? Yes. Yes, that was a terrific movie. I love The Founder. Trashboat says, we got this covered. Reported Mulan is going into reshoots because of Lou Yeffy's comments on HQ. Did I pronounce that name right? Again, if you saw it on We Got This Covered, you could take it to the bank. It's not actually happening. Bohemian says, when I heard Supernatural was ending, I thought it was clickbait, but it was true. But did you hear it on We Got This Covered? Bernie McFly says, who knows, if you make more videos like your Captain Marvel video, you might get as many subs as them. Yeah, a lot of people watched that Captain Marvel video just to tell me what an idiot I am. Because apparently you mentioned Brie Larson. You generate hate from the kind of people you really want to hate you, quite frankly. Because those kind of people who just are fueled by that kind of anger and hate, I don't know. There's not much you can do with them. I mean, it's fine if you don't like Captain Marvel because you didn't like Captain Marvel. But if you like are outraged because Brie Larson exists, then I don't know. Maybe you need to see a doctor. Connor says, "Darn, I was very excited for the potential return of Michael Keaton for Batman. I'd like to see it too, man. I'd love to see Michael Keaton come back in a Batman Beyond movie, and I hope it legitimately happens someday. But if you saw it on We Got This Covered, you can take it to the bank. It's not true." Thinking Art says, been doing well. Still haven't gotten around to seeing Joker yet, but I did see Jay and Silent Bob. What did you think of Jay and Silent Bob, Wes? I was not a fan. Did you enjoy it? Joey says, who is John P. Navin Sr.? Well, John P. Navin Sr. is John P. Navin Jr.'s father. Geriatric says, just to be clear, you only get to choose one movie from Big Lots for free. Sorry about the confusion. Hey, one for free is more than anyone else is giving you for free. Thinking Art says, Bat Quinn, that's a really solid 4-film set. Did I miss another 4-film set? What did you have, Bat Quinn? What did you have? I'm going back. Oh, that was the one we read before. Thing, Star Wars. Yeah, that is a great set. Absolutely. Joey Baseball says Maury is a close personal friend with John P. Navin Jr. Damn it, Maury. Maury, why don't you tell me these things? He's right over here. Greg says, are you excited that Billy D is in episode 9? Absolutely, I am excited Billy D is in episode 9. I got my Billy D Funko Pop around here somewhere. You know what? I can't find it, but it's around here somewhere. I love Lando. There he is. There's my... Nope, over there. There's my Lando. Cracky. You truly belong with us among the clouds. Lisa says, I'm excited for the real Ghostbusters 3 next year. Yes! I can't wait. I can't wait to have second-hand info of Rick Moranis coming in as Harold Ramis's character's estate lawyer. I'd love it if that was true, but I know Rick Moranis has been very shy about doing cameos. I hope that's true. That would be wonderful. And what my slaw says, how can I get a job at We Got This Covered? I can make up nonsense all day. I will vouch for you, man. If We Got This Covered calls me for a reference, I will provide it. Mr. Will says, have you ever owned the Star Trek cologne? Aha! And you ask, and here it is. Con Cologne. Here it is. There it is. There's a bottle of Con. There it is. My wife hates the smell of this cologne, and she told me that it is aptly named because I smell like I've been asleep for 300 years when I wear this cologne. So I don't wear this cologne. It sits here on the bar. But yes, I do have some Star Trek cologne. I also have Red Shirt and Tiberius upstairs. That she doesn't hate, so I am allowed to wear those two. Marty says, we need to do a Spider-Verse style Batman movie. Too bad Adam West is gone. That would have been great. West was not a fan. Too many recycled jokes that were verbatim for the old movies. Thought it was strongest when he tried to do his own thing. I agree. I didn't like the movie, man. It was just rehash. And you know what scene did not belong in that movie? Matt Damon's scene. Matt Damon's scene should have been cut. That movie, or that scene, it didn't belong there. It just was like, cameo, waka waka, cameo. It really had no purpose in the film. The Affleck scene was pretty good, though. Rose says, have I watched 3 from Hell? I haven't. I got a digital copy of it from our good friend Mr. J2H, but I haven't had a chance to watch it yet. Greg says, am I going to be spoiler-free for episode 9? I hope so. But I have a cousin who goes and sees these things and then texts me like the day of, and it's like, damn you. But it's my goal to be spoiler-free. FizzGig is in the house. FizzGig, I got the notification when you subscribed to my channel the other day. I got the email that says FizzGig has subscribed to you on YouTube. And I got very excited. And I took a screenshot, texted it to my wife. I said, FizzGig is following me. Because, you know, I love the Dark Crystal. So how could I not be excited that I'm being subbed by FizzGig? So welcome, FizzGig. I'm so excited you are here. And FizzGig says, how do I feel about Star Trek Deep Space Nine and Farscape? Deep Space Nine is my favorite TV show of all time. Star Trek Deep Space Nine is my all-time favorite TV show. There's Captain Sisko right there. Autographed picture of Captain Sisko. Love DS9. Love DS9. Farscape, I like it too. Of course I like it. It's sci-fi and it's Henson puppets. That's in my wheelhouse. I don't like it as much as Deep Space Nine, but I do enjoy Farscape quite a bit. But DS9, all-time favorite TV show, without question. Second all-time favorite TV show, Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Absolutely. And then we get to the original Star Trek. Original Star Trek would be number 3. I'm getting out of breath now. Joey says, Rick Moranis did a podcast recently. Can't remember which one, though. Ooh, I would like to hear that. I know he did Chris Hardwick's show once, promoting one of his record albums. Marty says, how long until we got this covered? Says Trump will be in the Disney Plus Home Alone film. Greg says that Khan smells like city eel and revenge. Well, revenge is a dish that is best served cold. It's very cold in space. Yeah, but no, Christina's not a fan of the scent of Khan. It does not smell like rich Corinthian leather. Jesse says, have I seen Rick Moranis' last live action movie, Big Bully, in the theater? I saw Big Bully in the theater. Yes, yes, yes. He was flicking peas at you. Punk Nerd says, I just arrived, got off the bus. 1.5 hour bus ride. Where are you coming from? Where are you coming from, Punk Nerd? That's a long bus ride. Trashboat says, Rick Moranis quit Hollywood to care for his young kids after his wife died of cancer. Legitimately the best guy ever. I agree. But I miss him. He was so great. I miss him in movies. Thinking Art says, Affleck's scene was the best scene in the movie. I agree. The Damon scene was funny, but completely useless. Yeah, I didn't even think it was funny, to be honest. But yeah, it really stuck out like it felt so shoehorned in. Marty says, do I remember the show What's Happening? Marty, I love What's Happening. I own the whole series on DVD and season 1 of What's Happening Now, because they never put season 2 and 3 out on DVD of What's Happening Now. But I got the 4 seasons that are available. I got them all. And I've met Raj and Dee. Raj and Dee were at a convention once, and I met them. So yes, I love What's Happening. And Booth Babe Greg is in the house. He was watching wrestling and cleaning the house. Well, Booth Babe, we are glad you are here. Lisa says, love Rick Moranis movies. Big Bully, Little Giants, secondhand Ghostbusters 3 source supposedly has script access, so here's hoping it's true. I hope so, man. I would love to see that. Punk Nerd says, create a Discord. It's texting for all platforms without giving your number. We'll paste link in Zombieland review. Okay, I've heard of Discord, but I didn't know what it was. Pamela says, speaking of Henson, I think they're releasing the original Teddy Ruxpin cartoon on Amazon Video. Okay, I didn't know Henson was involved in Teddy Ruxpin, to be honest with you. Backwin says, what are my favorite episodes of DS9? I've been wanting to check it out for a while. Favorite episodes of DS9, season 1's Duet. Duet is an amazing episode. The greatest episode of any Star Trek series ever. Greatest Star Trek episode is, what's the name of it? The one with the Romulans. In the Pale Moonlight. In the Pale Moonlight, amazing. One of the best Star Trek episode ever. Episode that Avery Brooks directed called Far Beyond the Stars. That's an amazing one. Sacrifice of Angels. Bada Bing, Bada Bang. That's a great episode. The Magnificent Ferengi, Little Green Men, the Jem'Hadar. So many good episodes. I could just go on and on. I should make a list. I should do like top 10 episodes of Deep Space Nine. Warlock says, I've yet to see any seasons of DS9 on Blu-ray. Can't even find it on re-released DVD these days. Yeah, DS9 has never been on Blu-ray, Warlock, and unfortunately it probably never will be. Because of the way it was shot, it's very expensive. Very expensive to turn it into Blu-ray. They did it with Next Generation, and this didn't sell. They really took a bath on those Next Generation Blu-rays. People did not buy them. And it was so costly making them that they were like, well, we're not going to do that. We're not going to do that for DS9 and Voyager because we lost too much money, which is a shame. But it will probably never be on Blu-ray because of how much it would cost to remaster it. It's the way the show was shot. The show was shot on film, but then they went and dumped it onto video for the special effects. So basically, like, all the special effects have to be redone from scratch. And they did it with Next Generation, and then no one bought the discs. Greg says, Discord is a glorified chat room. Maybe one of these days we'll get Discord. I don't know. I don't know much about it, but I will look into it. Backwind says, one time I went yard sailing, bought all 7 seasons of Next Generation, $3 total. I think they also had all of DS9, Voyager, and Enterprise. You know, you can probably find the whole series of DS9 for not too expensive on DVD. If you check like Walmart or check their website. They're probably not going to have it in the store because it's a 20-year-old show. It's not a huge seller, but I think you could find it if you look, like eBay. It's out there. It's still in print, but it's probably not sitting on the shelf because I don't know how many people are going picking it up off the shelf, especially now in the streaming, the way people are with streaming. It's on Netflix, it's on Amazon Prime, it's on CBS All Access. So I think a lot of people are just like, why am I going to pick up that DVD? I could watch it for free. So then the stores aren't going to stock it. So it's probably something you'd have to special order. FizzGig says, what's my favorite Stanley Kubrick film? Clockwork Orange. Absolutely Clockwork Orange. Love Clockwork Orange. Marty says, did I ever check out Honey, We Shrunk the Audience at Epcot? I never did see it. I never did. Joey says they are, Booth Babe says to Joey, they're good. Barry is waiting to make his debut. Barry. I like Barry. Brian Malamphy is here. Says, what is one sitcom you would love to see released that hasn't been? Mine is Just the 10 of Us. Oh my God, Brian, what a great choice. That would be one of my choices too. It would either be Just the 10 of Us. Man, you kind of hit the nail on the head. It would either be Just the 10 of Us or it would be Dear John. I love Dear John. Dear John and Just the 10 of Us, those would be my two choices. It's amazing you happen to... And I'd also like to see them finish out What's Happening Now. Give me season 2 and 3 of What's Happening Now. Jesse says Full Metal Jacket's my favorite Stanley Kubrick movie. It's a good movie. Punk Nerd says, messaged you. Can you share Discord with Cinema Sickness? I'll let them know about it. Definitely, Punk Nerd. Pamela says, I need a new machine. I need to get one to play DVD, Blu-ray, 4K, and even music. I still need a 4K player. I still need a 4K TV. I don't have a 4K TV yet. Jesse says, do I remember the sci-fi shows Sliders and The Outer Limits? Yes. I have the complete original series of The Outer Limits. I never really watched the new Outer Limits, but I have the old show. And I liked Sliders, but I don't know. I didn't stick with Sliders. But I liked what I saw in the early seasons. Warlock says Canada has access to media releases, has less access to media releases than the U.S. Sucks, would have to import from the U.S. Joey says, what's my favorite Netflix original show and movie? It's a good question. I know a lot of people like to crap all over it, but I really enjoyed the Cloverfield Paradox. I thought Cloverfield Paradox was quite good, so I might pick that for movie. Though El Camino was really good. I really liked El Camino, too. So El Camino was fantastic. Netflix original series, it would either be Stranger Things or The Toys That Made Us. I really like The Toys That Made Us. Booth Babe says, Barry loves me too. I love Barry. Marty says, Punk Nerd says, Marty saw it at Disneyland as a kid and got scared. Honey, I Shrunk the Audience, that is. Marty says, weren't the DS9 and Voyager Complete Series sets recently re-released with new packaging? I think CS bought them. Yeah, they were re-released maybe about a year ago, so they're all together. I actually sold my old discs and bought the new one because they take up less shelf space. Lisa says Discord, I believe, is what Steve Whitmire is running his troll show on this Friday. Yes, Steve Whitmire's troll show, Weldon the Troll. I've missed the last two. Dang Troll actually made me fall for Steve, actually getting trolled at first on Instagram. Yeah, and that coincided with Dragon Con. I saw Steve that weekend and was telling him, I'm like, you had me going, man. You had me going. Joey says, I'm so glad that they released The Cosby Show on DVD before that thing happened with him. Sam says, am I watching a movie tonight? Probably not. Probably not. Maybe, probably tomorrow, but probably not tonight. Tonight I will probably be watching The Goldbergs and Schooled and It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Trashboat says, better sitcom, Arrested Development or Community? Well, I never really watched Arrested Development. I'm going to go with Community. Community is actually my favorite sitcom of all time. I never thought I would like a sitcom better than Cheers. I always said Cheers is the best. You're never going to do better than Cheers. But I actually like Community better than Cheers. It's the first sitcom I could say that about. Pucknerd says, I am disappointed that my 4K UHD player can't play VCDs. I didn't know they couldn't. That's news to me, actually. Booth Babe says, Toys That Made Us is great. Lilyhammer's another great series. Booth Babe, they are making a spin-off of Toys That Made Us called The Movies That Made Us. I'm a little excited, but I'm also kind of annoyed because right here, you guys, this audience told me about a podcast hosted by Joe Dante, one of my all-time favorite film directors, called The Movies That Made Me. And I listen to it now. I listen to The Movies That Made Me. And I kind of feel like they ripped off the title because, I don't know. It's not the same, but it's very similar. Fizzgig says, do I think they will put that dagger from Clone Wars in episode 9? People keep thinking that's going to be what kills the Emperor. I didn't watch all of Clone Wars. I gotta be honest. I watched all of Rebels, but I didn't watch all Clone Wars, so I'm not familiar with the dagger. Marty says, what toy should they cover on Toys That Made Us? Good question. They've already done Lego. They haven't done Ninja Turtles yet, have they? Probably Ninja Turtles. Have they done Voltron? I didn't really like Voltron. I wasn't crazy about Voltron. Oh, you know what? You know what would be good? Adventure People. Fisher-Price Adventure People. Who remembers Fisher-Price Adventure People? I would like to see that. Fisher-Price Adventure People. I bet Booth Babe Greg remembers Adventure People. Do you remember them, Booth Babe Greg? Do you remember Fisher-Price Adventure People? The little green robot that was translucent. You could see through him. I loved that guy. I love that guy. And then he had the girl. You could see through her, too. I love those. All right, guys. I am going to be wrapping things up. Punk Nerd says, I saw Dracula 2000 on Sunday and Train to Busan. Dracula 2000, man, I didn't really like Dracula 2000, but I really liked the ending. I thought it was a very clever ending. I think that ending kind of made the movie. But and Jerry Ryan was in that, right? I mean, I should probably watch Dracula 2000 again because I remember not really liking the movie, but I thought it was a very clever ending. All right, guys, I am going to wrap this up because it has been an hour, and thank you for joining me. I appreciate it. We'll come back. We'll do this again next week. And until next week, keep wearing those pajamas.